Magical Musket Mastermind Caspar. Now, this one I'm excited for because I think Magical Muskets are already a really, really strong engine or a really strong deck to begin with. Like, ever since Fiendsmith has come out, this is a deck, even though it's not been like top tier meta. Like, these cards are good. So let's see. We have a Link 2 here. Light Fiend, of course. 2000 attack. Materials, 2 monsters, including a Light Fiend. So this is generic. And in reality, this basically means any 2 monsters, because any 2 monsters make Moon, which gives you 2 monsters, including a Light Fiend. So with Fiendsmith in the mix, this is any 2 monsters, basically. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is Link summoned, you can take 2 Magical Musket cards from your hand and or deck, including a monster, special summon one of those monsters, and set the other card to your opponent's field. During either player's turn, you can activate Musket spell traps from your hand. Okay, that's nice. This gives your opponent a card, which is super relevant for Magical Musketeer Max, which is arguably the best Magical Musketeer card, actually, if you're looking in the archetype. Of course, you know, in other decks, they've played other cards, but like Magical Musketeer Max is broken. If it's Link summoned, you can either add Musket spell traps with different names from your deck to your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls, or you can special summon Magical Muskets with different names from your deck up to the number of spell traps your opponent controls. So it's your choice. Do I give my opponent a monster because I want to search spell traps, or do I give my opponent a spell trap in order to special summon a do I want to special summon a monster from my deck? Which is really powerful. And you also get the other card, the monster you always get, right? You always get a monster from this, which is really nice. So yeah, this is a good card. This is the only card for Muskets here, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think Muskets need much to be a viable deck. Like a Magical Musketeer Fiendsmith brew, I could absolutely see it happening with this card. It's very, very strong, I think. You need the monster to link for Max. Yeah, the monster you summon with this, you can just link it into Max. And then if you give your opponent a spell, you get to special another monster. If you give your opponent a monster, you get to set search a spell, which is really powerful. Yeah. Okay. Nice. I'm happy about this. I like Magical Muskets. Big fan. Treasure Panther. I believe this is the new V-Jump promo. It was teasered to be very good with flip monsters. So let's see how good it really is. It is a level 1 Earth Beast flip. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If a set monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can target up to 3 set monsters, change them to attack position. Then, if you changed 3 monsters to attack position, inflict 900 damage to your opponent. If this card is flipped face up, you can send a normal monster from your deck to the graveyard. This feels like a glorified Book of Tayu. Is this a side deck tech against Eniacraft? What? You're trying to special it against the Eniacraft player and then flip all their stuff up so they can't... I don't know, man. It's a 1 for Mimighoul. It seems like Mimighoul support because, you know, give your opponent a set Mimighoul, special summon Treasure Panther, flip up the Mimighoul, and then it comes to your side of the field. You have 2 level 1s. Like, in that deck, it's actually not that bad. You know, it's probably not good enough to see play, most likely, but I see the idea in Mimighoul, right? Because it is a free level 1 extender that also flips up your other Mimighouls. All right, you know, I get it. In that deck, it makes sense, right? Right? There's new Archfiend support too. Dude, how much did I miss? Oh, Japan is getting Mitsurugi, by the way. I'm excited to see how this is gonna play out for them. That's a very, very interesting thing to take a look at soon. At the first metagame report after Mitsurugi is out, I'm looking forward to. Okay, where is Archfiends? When was Archfiends? Okay, my bad. Oh, ritual summoning with Archfiends. Okay. Royal Archfiend. Okay. Level 7 Fire Fiend. 2400 attack, 1000 defense. Monarch stats. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can tribute this card from your hand or field. Add an Archfiend card from your deck to your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot special from the extra deck except Archfiends. Also, you can normal summon a Fiend monster in addition to your normal summon or set. When your ritual monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card. Okay. That's a very high quality Rhoda. It does lock you into Archfiends from the extra deck, but still, just in a vacuum from evaluate, like just the raw card quality here is pretty high. Like tribute to search and you get a second normal summon. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We have Duke Archfiend, which is a water fiend. You can only use the second and third effect once per turn. Gains attack equal to its level times 200. You can target a face-up monster you control, send an Archfiend monster from your deck to the grave, and if you do, increase its level by the sent monsters. Okay, I think they obviously want you to send Archfiend Harris with this, which would make this a level 7, and would give you a search, right? That's what you're trying to do. When your ritual monster is destroyed by battle while this card's in your grave, spare some of this card. Okay. Highness Archfiend. Level 3 Light Fiend. Light Fiend! You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is normal summoned, you can banish an Archfiend card from your grave. Add 2 Archfiend cards from your deck to your hand, except Highest Archfiend. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Archfiends. When your ritual summon is the sort of value, okay, so what we do is we go... It doesn't matter if we start with Royal Archfiend or Duke Archfiend, I believe. But let's say we start with Royal Archfiend. Tribute Royal Archfiend. Search Duke Archfiend. Extra normal summon Duke Archfiend. Duke Archfiend effect. Send Harris from deck to grave. Harris, search Highness. We can still normal summon Highness. And we do have an Archfiend card in the grave that we can banish, which is the Harris. And then we get to add 2 Archfiend cards from the deck to the hand. Simple as that, right? We have 2 monsters on the field, and we have 2 cards in hand now from just one of these 2, right? So 1 card combo gets you to, and then I don't know what we do from there, but we'll see. Ooh, more a ritual pendulum again. Okay. Doom Emperor Archfiend. This card looks cool. 2500 attack, 1200 defense. You can only use the pendulum effect once per turn. Target one other face-up spell trap on the field, destroy it, and discard. You can ritual summon this card with Throne of the Archfiends. Looks like that's what's down here. Must be ritual summoned. You can only use the first and third effect once per turn. If this card is ritual summoned from the extra deck, you can banish all monsters on the field except those in the extra monster zone. Ooh, if we can somehow ritual summon this on the opponent's turn, that's a crazy interruption. Unaffected by other monster effects while in the extra monster zone. If this card's in the extra monster zone, special summon a fiend monster from your hand, deck, grave, or banishment. Okay. This is not a bad card. If we can ritual summon this on the opponent's turn somehow, the pendulum effect is the same as Archfiend Eccentric. Target another face... No, Eccentric can target face downs, no? I think it can. Yeah, Eccentric can destroy face downs. But I get what you're saying. It's the same idea. Yeah, any fiend monster is kind of crazy. Throne of the Archfiends. Ritual spell card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Ritual summon an Archfiend ritual monster from your hand, face up extra deck, grave, or banishment by tributing monsters from hand or field. During the standby phase, if Doom Emperor Archfiend is face up in your extra deck, you can add this card from your grave or banishment to your hand. Okay. Archfiend's strategy game. Field spell. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Fiend monsters in the extra monster zone gain 1000 attack. You can activate one of these effects. Banish a fiend monster or Archfiend card from your hand or grave. Add an Archfiend card from your deck to your hand, except the field spell. Add an Archfiend pendulum monster from your deck to your extra deck face up. Okay. So, with all of these cards now, we can summon Doom Emperor Archfiend from the extra deck, I believe, as a 1-card combo. Right? We go Tribute Royal Archfiend, search Duke Archfiend, normal summon Duke Archfiend, send Harris. Harris, search Highness, extra normal summon Highness. Highness effect, search for any 2 Archfiend cards. You're going to search for the ritual spell and the field spell. You're going to activate the field spell. You can activate the field spell's effect to banish an Archfiend from the grave. And then you can add... Oh no, you don't even have to banish. You just add the ritual monster to your extra deck. And then you can activate the ritual spell to summon it from the extra deck, which is a 1-card combo. I'm not saying that's the best thing you can do. There's probably other things you can do as well. It's just from the cards I'm reading here, that is one thing you can do. This card, however, no matter how you put it, is probably going to be a pretty big choke point, right? Because you're trying to add 2 cards with this. So this is the one that they're going to imperm, Veiler, Ash, whatever, right? And then we have trap cards here in the mix. All right, we have Archfiend's Jest, normal trap. Activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Special summon a level 7 or lower Archfiend monster from your hand or deck. Or if you have a face-up Archfiend ritual monster in your extra deck, you can special a Royal Archfiend, a Duke Archfiend, and a Highness Archfiend from your hand and or deck instead. Okay, summoning 3 monsters at the same time is cool. Unfortunately, though, none of these do anything on the opponent's turn, right? Like, this is just like, you're just summoning bodies, but you're not doing anything with those. All right, Archfiend's Vigor, continuous trap. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If you control an Archfiend ritual in the extra monster zone, target a face-up card you control, negate its effects. Okay, spell negate, or like essentially somewhat like an Omni. If this card's banished from your hand or field, add an Archfiend card from your deck to your hand, except Archfiend's Vigor. I like it when they give when they give these decks like an identity, because I feel like, I mean, maybe it's just because it was never meta, but Archfiend always to me felt like a little bit all over the place. You know, they tried to make it like do a little bit of everything, you know, like Archfiends, they had synchros, they had rituals, they had fusions, like all of the summon skull stuff I think was also all Archfiend, right? And it was always like the card quality just wasn't high enough. There wasn't enough cards to make it work, and it was trying to go too many different directions. I think here we are presented with a wave of cards that probably don't make the deck top tier, but at least give it a direction, you know? Like, this is like, okay, you are meant to play this as like a ritual deck now. Of maybe you have some other things you can still do, like maybe one of the synchros or one of the fusions or whatever, or one of the link monsters still ends up being good enough to find its way into the deck. Like, that can absolutely still happen, but the core, like, this is a core of cards that are all trying to do the same thing, right? They are all this is a cohesive strategy, at least. Whether it's a top tier strategy or not remains to be seen. I'm a little skeptical because I don't really see this. There's like basically no interruptions here on the opponent's turn. No way to ritual summon the Doom Emperor on the opponent's turn. You have this trap card which can negate a card on the field, but that's about it. So like, probably not powerful enough, maybe, but also maybe I'm missing some context from some of the previous cards that are already out. But for now, I have my doubts that it's going to be top tier, but I still like the fact that we're actually getting like a cohesive wave of cards for this kind of thing. And there are a couple of good like standalone Archfiend cards that you guys are mentioning right now. Like, I don't know, Archfiend's Ghastly Glitch. Archfiend Harris is of course a very good card. Simul Archfiends. You can search Regenesis Archfiend, I believe, is also an Archfiend card, so maybe. And you do have 2,500 attack monsters in Archfiend, so there's ways, right? There's ways how this could be used. So I don't hate it. These were also revealed a few months ago. Months ago? Yeah. Oh, this one. Archfiend Matador. Level 6 Dark Ritual. Ritual summon this with Ritual of the Matador. If this card's Ritual summoned, you can add 2 Archfiend's card from your deck to your hand. Okay. Okay, so you can maybe play like an Archfiend Matador package. Sure. Yeah, okay. I could see that. Kinda weak. Can you go into Fiendsmith before you go into this? The level 3 is Light Fiend. Most likely not, because the level 3 is also the one that locks you into Archfiend. So like you would have to summon this and not use the effect, which is probably gonna make it weird.